I'll tell Peter what you thought of his play.
I'll deny every word of it.
Congratulations, Frank.
I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations, darling. Mwah, mwah. How does it feel to have the biggest hit on Broadway since Virginia Woolf?
You really think so?
Not only is Julia Butters the luckiest producer on Broadway, she's also the prettiest.
I did it! I'm a real, live Broadway producer! All I want for Christmas is a big, fat hit. You really think we have a chance?
Dinner at Lutette's.
You're on. You heard Stuart Kling?
Stuart Kling.
He reviews for, Channel 11 or 9. He was just on.
Stuart Klein, Channel 5.
That's him. You didn't watch?
Thanks to your director.
Oh, Frank just has a phobia about reviews. I don't see why. His are always good. Irving Berlin said it best. There's no business like the one we're in.
What did he say?
There's no business like
No,
the one.
Stuart Klein.
Oh, I'll never forget it. My first review. It's engraved right here in great big letters. Good, solid theater.
Good, solid theater.
Well, you have to imagine it blown up.
Good, solid theater.
To tell you the truth, I was hoping for something with a little more oomph in it myself, but coming from him, our press agent says it's a rave.
Who's your press agent?
Buzz. Buzz something.
Buzz something?
He's tops in his field. Hello, George. He's home, darling. We were a bad boy tonight. James, will you bring me Torch's yummies? They're in the silver dish on the coffee table. The hospital was a nightmare.
What happened exactly?
Oh, well, first, Elliot gets mugged in the men's room at Sardi's. No one gets mugged in the men's room at Sardi's. It's never happened to anyone in their entire history. They're not a new restaurant. Thank God they caught him.
Who was it?
Just some disgruntled busboy. And then Torch bites Joan Rivers, and it's off to Mount Sinai with her. I said to her, relax, Joan. He just wants to sniff you. People don't know how to behave around dogs. Horses either, for that matter. I am not budging from this house again tonight, especially with the blizzard out there. Have you seen the mob down there?
No, but I'd like to.
I don't know half of them. I think I saw Candace Bergen in the library. I used to listen to her father. I'm sure she did too. I said to one woman, "Excuse me, you look just like Marilyn Horne." And she said, "I am Marilyn Horne."
Oh, Jackie's here. Come on, I'll introduce you.
James, I am very worried about Peter.
What's wrong?
This? Before the show tonight, I was backstage with the actors giving them their ashtrays when a stage manager handed me this note from Peter.
May I?
I had to promise not to open it until after the reviews were in.
And so you opened it at once?
And now that there's no sign of him, I will never forgive myself if anything happens to him.
Dear Julia, thank you for producing my play. I know it cost you a lot of money, none of which you may ever see again.
The money, as if I cared about that.
And thank you for your wonderful opening night gift. I've always wanted a handmade ashtray with the name of one of my plays on it.
I had little Elliot make everyone in the cast an ashtray with the name of the play and the opening date on it.
Little Elliot?
Our 8-year-old.
Darling, I think Peter's being sarcastic.
Oh no, they're really quite lovely.
He's definitely being sarcastic. I wish you the best. I even wish Frank breaks a leg.
Well, that's a theatrical expression. It means good luck.
What does he mean, even?
You should have heard some of the names Frank called him in rehearsal. Failure, has-been, hack,
No.
loser, fake, phony, renowned.
I get the picture.
He said I was just an amateur, dilettante, rich bitch.
Why did you stand for it?
Oh, I didn't. My husband said, you can't speak to my wife like that. And then he punched him in the mouth.
Good for Elliot.
You don't understand. Frank punched Elliot. He knocked him out and then barred him from the theater.
Well, as a producer, you should have done something.
I've already been barred from the theater.
This play sounds like a total nightmare for you from the first day of rehearsal up until tonight.
It's been bliss. Sheer creative bliss.
As for me, my dearest Julia, and I love you like a mother,
Oh, and I love him like a son.
I don't think I can face anyone, most of all you, if I let us down tonight. If anything were to happen to me, you are in no major way to blame.
Major?
M-A-J-O-R. Goodbye for now. Remember me a little bit, and good luck with the Landlord Wilson.
A new play I've optioned.
P.S. I wish you'd given me that turntable in the second act. For this, we're missing the party of the year.
Where is he then?
Darling, Peter is a genius at theatrics. Have you ever heard of a late entrance? It's an old stunt, believe me. I do it all the time.
I certainly hope you're right. Oh, there you are, Fred.
It's Gus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gus.
They're all saying you have a big hit on your hands, Miss Butter.
Oh, from your lips to God's ears, Gus. Now, who do all these coats belong to, Gus?
Guys and dolls.
Guys and dolls. I thought I'd invited ladies and gentlemen. I've had my first little bite of the theatrical apple and I am greedy for more. I am going to be the new Earth Mother of the American theater. And you all will be my children. I want to spread theater, increase and multiply it. The sky's the limit. Watch out, Broadway. Here comes Julia Butter.
They're all asking for you downstairs, Miss Butter. Honey.
I'm on my way. As Betty Davis says, fasten your safety belts. There is going to be some bumpy weather up ahead. God, life can be so exciting. I love living on the edge of the envelope. I love it, I love it, I love it. James, shall we beard the leopard in his own den? What's the matter?
P.P.S. The play never really had a chance without James Wicker in it. Of course, he was a son of a bitch not to have done it, and I wish him and his series a sudden and violent death. No hard feelings, Jim, you miserable, no-talent fruit, but you will rot in hell for this. P.P.P.S. Believe it or not, I love you, the Nipper.
You call him the Nipper?
It's just a nickname I had for him.
Had?
Have.
Well, I am sure he didn't mean that side of the note either.
Have. No hard feelings, you miserable, no-talent fruit.
Oh, you? No talent? That's ridiculous.
You certainly came off a hell of a lot better than I did.
They're having the time of their lives down there. Lena Horne just finishing a Stormy Weather, and Beverly Stills just purchasing something from Faust. I was hoping that maybe I could sing something tonight.
Sing here. Sing what?
A song, you know, audition.
Well, I don't see why not.
Julia.
Oh, I'll only be a moment. I only use equity members when I entertain.
Blue Stocking by Caroline Comstock. At rise, nothing. 10 seconds of this.
16 points is 16 points.
lights up on a green chair. It is empty. A woman screams in the distance. Or is it a woman? We hear a flourish of wind. Or is it wind?
How do you like it so far? I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for Mrs. Bunny.
I'm afraid this room is off limits.
I just need a quick word with her and talk about killing two birds with one stone.
I beg your pardon.
I've written a wonderful review for you once.
You did?
That little Lorca play at Theater des Lys, remember?
No, that was Gordon Small.
Gordon Small, of course. Wonderful actor.
Wasn't he?
What do you mean wasn't?
Is. I meant is. At least, I think Gordon's still around. He hasn't worked much lately. Ever since the Theater des Lys, in fact.
Uncle Vanya in Chicago.
No, I don't think.
James Wacker! Yes! James Wacker is a consummate actor. His Mercutio was a pick. I never forget what I write about anything.
Wicker.
Hmm?
James Wicker.
I know that.
You said Wacker.
What? No! Wacker. Wacker. That's simple. Wacker.
And you are?
I'm sorry, I just assumed. Ira Drew.
The Ira Drew?
There's another?
Darling, this isn't going to affect our trip. Let me write it down or I'll forget it. Golf clubs?
What did you think of the play?
You have to wait 2 weeks to find out what I thought, and it'll cost you $250.
$250 for a magazine?
$45 for an orchestra seat.
I'm on television now. I'm free. Besides, critics don't pay for their tickets.
This one does. The League of Producers barred me from the press list. Too vicious. I call them as I see them.
You've always been very good to me.
Television. I wondered what happened to you.
They're calling me from downstairs. I'll have to get back to you.
Her husband
He invented toilet paper?
perfected it. Rich as Croesus.
I can see why.
I love you too. Stop! You're making me blush. I said stop. You're making me blush. That man.
Julia, this is Ira Drew.
Hello. Hello.
The Ira Drew.
There's another. No, I did not invite the cast of Phantom of the Opera. Tell them to go away. I'm sorry, they can't come in. More crashers. I'm sorry, Miss Drew.
I'll come right to the point. I really shouldn't be up here.
Poker and Tribeca with Robert Wilson or Pina Bausch. If one more person tells me I'm a genius, I'm going to freak out.
You are a genius, darling.
I'm not a genius!
I'm sorry, but you are. It's why we hired you.
You only hired me because I always get good reviews.
That's a pretty good reason.
And you're from Chicago, darling. Let's not forget that.
I was born in New Jersey.
Oh, we don't talk about that. You came to us from Chicago.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You don't?
You wait and see. I'll win a Tony for
I
this.
certainly hope so.
Can we go down now, Julia?
I'm in despair, people.
What kind of despair, Frank?
Oh my God. Deep despair. Life despair, everything despair.
Oh, this should be the biggest night of your life. A debut on Broadway at your age. How old are you?
Julia.
The Emperor isn't wearing any clothes.
What emperor, darling?
This Emperor. I'm a fake. My work's a fake. I can't go on like this. The critics are like knowing that it's all fake.
Just try and hold on one more time.
I've had 14 hits in a row off Broadway and 37 Obies. I want a flop. I need a flop. Somebody please tell me when it isn't my turn. I'm no good. You must believe me. I'm no good.
We believe you. Julia. The
Help me.
Oh, we can't leave him like this.
Do you know the only flops I've ever had? At drama school. Nobody liked my productions of anything. My Art Deco Three Sisters, my Spilkin Aida, my Gay Godot. But what got me expelled was my Titus Andronicus. I did the whole thing in mime. No dialogue, no poetry, no Shakespeare.
What did it have?
Blood bags. Every time somebody walked on that stage, splat, think I hit with the blood bag. God, it was gross.
It sounds interesting.
It was terrible. But at least everybody said it was terrible. I'm pulling the same stunts here in New York, and everybody said it's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
I hate it. God, I miss Yale.
I'm sure Yale misses you.
I don't want these things. Honest, I don't. Please, don't leave them around.
Hey, that's my Sterling Silver pepper shaker. My good bud vase. Little Elliot's bronze baby shoe.
You don't happen to have a sandwich in there, do you?
To Mildred Sturgeon, PhD. Who's Mildred?
My analyst, she's supposed to be helping me. You know what she says? Put it back, Frank.
She's right. Put it back, Frank.
$150 an hour, and that's all she says? Put it back, Frank. I want to know why I picked it up in the first place.
To Mary, you are the sound of music, all our love, Dick and Oscar. He's a part of the Gambino family. This is right out of The Godfather.
That damn Colonel that he, she, gay thing, whatever the hell you call they got for a critic.
We missed Katie Kelly's review! This is your fault. I fly 6,000 miles on the goddamn red eye for an opening, and I can't even get the goddamn reviews. What's the matter with you? This is a private home. Look out! This would have never happened in California.
Who are they, Street House?
It's the original cast of Annie.
Are you sure?
I was a principal investor. Oh! Now what?
Sounds like a brawl.
Oh my god.
Miss Butter, honey, ma'am, can you get downstairs? Your playwright took a swing at that Ira Drew lady, and everybody started hitting her. She got a plate of lasagna on her head.
All I did was produce a play on Broadway and give an opening night party.
Welcome to the theater.
Is there a bathroom up here?
Over there. Are you all right, Miss Drew?
I'm fine, Miss Butter. And here you say?
Yes. I mean, no!
Is that what I think it is?
George! Let him sniff you, Miss Drew!
As they say in AA, Julia, let go, let God. It's out of your hands now. Oh God, I hate this.
What was that?
George, no!
I suppose that's your dog?
Easy, Julian, easy!
I didn't shoot him. He's perfectly all right.
He better be. Let me see him. George! Darling, George!
Darling, it's the last remaining hound of the Baskervilles. Look at me.
I guess that does it for your review.
Nothing subjective is going to affect my review. Critics can't afford to hold petty grudges. Their playwright's only human, that little bitch.
But you just said that.
Just because I think only Jack Nimble as the unlucky Tamburini, a role that was clearly tailored for James Wacker.
Waker.
It says Wacker. Emerges with distinction. If there is any justice in our theater, and I'm becoming less and less convinced that there is, how can there be when plays like this get produced?
Just leave me alone.
Then, Mr. Nimble is a shoo-in for this season's Best Actor Tony Award.
What?
As for Mr. Wicker,
What about me?
you got it right this time, who is chiefly remembered hereabouts for his somewhat overpraised performance in Mr. Austin's Flashes.
My what?
Somewhat overpraised performance. Surely I enjoyed his replacement, Charles Nelson Riley, who brought a more masculine presence and strangely cutting sensitivity to the role.
A more what?
Oh, a more masculine presence.
Shut up, Julia! I heard what she said.
He should count himself lucky to be out of this turkey due to his commitments to his enormously popular television series. I admit that I'm mad for it, but don't tell my colleagues. Out on a lamb.
Lamb, damn it, lamb!
It says lamb.
Get me.
You know, it's funny, I thought I was the star of this thing.
Oh, don't worry, honey. He'll get to you. He went bananas tonight. Virginia Noyes, making a one would have thought welcome return to the Broadway stage after an ill-started stint in Hollywood, wears out her welcome in the first speech.
I don't have a speech, I only have 3 lines.
She reminded this poor groundling of nothing so much as a female impersonator in search of a female impersonator to impersonate.
That is almost out and out plagiarism.
Jesus.
I hope by the time she reads this, she's on her way back to Burbank. Bon voyage and good riddance, Miss Niles. Why, that's terrible, just terrible.
I wouldn't be at the theater if you paid me.
The rest of the cast is outstanding.
Oh, that's more like it.
Given what these valiant troopers have been asked to perform. I'm only surprised they haven't marched onto the producer's house and stoned it.
He put them up to it.
As for the producer, one Julia Butter. And I urge you to remember that name, Julia Butter. Remember it well, Julia Butter!
No! This is inhuman!
The playbill tells us that this is her first independent production after many years as an extremely successful investor.
I don't see what that has to do with the price of fish.
With the money she's made from these other productions, she should have done something worthwhile, such as open a mental hospital in which to have her head examined.
I have opened hospitals. I've done a lot for charity.
When one thinks of the productions Mrs. Butter could have produced, Lanford Wilson,
I'm going to.
or a Hugh Golden,
Who is he? I'll do him.
instead of Peter Austin's Drek, the Mind Boggles, does anyone want to take over? Not only was Mrs. Butter's decision to mount this play imbecilic, it was also immoral. What possessed you, Mrs. Butter?
Oh, what possessed any of us?
What possessed any of you? Have I left anyone out?
Everyone's favorite director.
Oh yes, the direction of Frank Finger.
It's about time. Go ahead. I can take it.
Long the most brilliant of our young directors. His production of Titus Andronicus at Yale has attained legendary status in certain circles. Wretched me, I never saw it. Mr. Finger gives us again another stunning production. This is a man who can do no wrong, and I'm sure his wrong would be right.
Congratulations, Frank.
Bravo, darling, bravo.
I've never heard such bull!
You want to trade?
I hope this review doesn't make you want to rush to the Barrymore Theater.
Can't you just see the lines on 47th Street? Oh, I'm sorry.
Besides, I bet they're striking the scenery at the Barrymore this very moment.
What does that mean, striking?
Taking it down.
Unless, of course, it hasn't already collapsed out of sheer embarrassment. Oh well, onwards and upwards with the arts. That's it.
I think it's important we all love each other very, very much right now.
You know, he didn't even say I was pretty. I always got pretty, at least before.
Charles Nelson Brown.
Seeing you people like this, the genuine hurt. I'm sorry. More critics can't be here to experience this with me.
Oh, screw off, Miss Drew. I'm sorry, but please.
Don't those people know that those are other people that they're talking about? Real people with feelings?
If you can't stand the heat, our cook always said, get out of the kitchen.
Back home in Kansas, you talk that way about somebody and you get your ass whipped. Now, Miss Butter, honey, man, I'd be happy to stomp that pecker's butt good for him. You don't know me from Adam, just say the word.
That won't be necessary, guys. But thanks anyway.
Listen to them. They're clapping town there.
Popular Mechanics just came in. They loved us. They gave us 2 screws.
You know, when you think about it, there's actually no way he could have liked this play.
There's not.
No, it's common sense. His best friend's ex-wife's first husband's an alcoholic, for Christ's sake. The play was probably too damn painful for him. But that's okay. We don't need him.
I can think of lots of hit shows that made it without a good review from the New York Times.
Can?
Will you stay out of this? You know, it never fails. At every opening night party, somebody manages to penetrate the inner sanctum. Opening night of Flashes, it was a chiropodist from Long Island. Everybody thought he was with somebody else. Turns out, he hadn't even seen the play. Remember, Jimmy?
Charles Nelson Wright. For what it's worth, I'm very proud I did this play.
Coming from you, that's worth a lot.
This play threatens a lot of people.
It does. Now you tell me.
Dom DeLuise, I could accept. But Charles Nelson Riley?
Who was it who said, where else but in the theater do you get to rehearse and rehearse for weeks and weeks just to make a horse's ass out of yourself?
Abe Burrows? George S. Kaufman.
Did someone say that? Well, that's very funny. But did you hear the one about the terrible actor who was playing Hamlet? He had just barely begun to be or not to be. Before the audience starts booing, throwing things to the works, then finally, the actor stepped forward and goes, I didn't write this fop doodle. I didn't write this fop doodle. But seriously, didn't you think something like this might happen?
No, nothing's happened. We got one lousy review. So what? We still have the weeklies, the monthlies.
What about your preview audiences?
What about them? We had 2.5 weeks of nurses, nuns, and nitwits.
Oh, don't be bitter, Virginia. It doesn't become you. Are you a straight play or a comedy?
Don't look at me.
We're a comedy with serious overtones.
There's your trouble. People don't like overtones.
Don't be so literal. You haven't even seen the play.
Can you get me some comps?
All I'm saying is we don't need the critics. We'll run because we've got word of mouth.
We've got puffin' mouth.
Virginia, I hate pessimism. I hate it in the theater, and I hate it in real life.
That's why I'm a producer.
I thought I had it rough. I've been held up 3 times in the past 2 years. This is a great town, but a rough one.
Are you alright, Jenny?
I'm fine. There's someone who reminds him of nothing so much as a female impersonator in search of a female to impersonate.
He's a jerk. They're all jerks. Don't let them get to you.
Honey, they're not doing anything to me that hasn't already been done. The only frightening thing is that I keep coming back for more. Maybe this time I'll curl up in a corner and die.
You're a wonderful actress.
After that review, I won't have anyone to act with. I wanted success tonight. Hell, I needed one. I can't get arrested in California. I'm too old for this one's co-star and too young for that one's mother. And I draw the line at Nightmare on Elm Street 10. I thought acting was about who you are, not what you look like. But I was wrong. But I played their game. I stayed as young as I could for as long as I could. But guess what? I lost. You and Peter and this play were supposed to save my ass. I remember it all so clearly. I was standing in line at the Aero Market in Santa Monica in a dirty bathrobe and slippers waiting to buy a can of tuna fish and a jar of peanut butter when I saw the announcement for your play. And I remembered who I was. An actress. A stage actress, a damn good one too. Who cares what I look like? I don't. You see that play? I said to the man standing next to me, I'm going to be in it. A play in New York. Why would anyone want to do that? It's a disease, I told him. And I have 2 Tony Awards to prove it. What's that like? An Oscar? Yes, I said, it's only better. It means I get to do it live, 8 times a week, no retakes in front of an audience. I wanted this part, Peter. You don't know, and I made sure I got it.
You blew us out of the theater with that audition.
You know, I kept thinking, I like it up here. This is my sound stage. It's not an idiotic thing. My turf. This is my stage.
Now you're talking.
Thank God that I didn't know that for someone sitting in the 5th row on the aisle seat with a pen and a flashlight that I had worn out my welcome in my first entrance. Bernie, darling. Oh, we're in an absolute state of shock. What am I going to do? I don't want to have to close this show. Do you think there's a way we could lower our weekly operating costs? What about all of those stagehands who just stand around staring at a disc? It doesn't even move. And who are those men playing poker in the basement? But we aren't a musical.
You don't want to go messing with the unions.
If your hands are tied, Bernie, what about mine? Of course, I don't want that on my conscience.
What?
If I close tonight, they'll give the Barrymore to Leather Maidens of Amsterdam.
What's that?
It's a Dutch porno film. I mean, I heard it's a Dutch porno film.
Of that beautiful theater being turned into a house of pornographic film.
Terrible, just terrible.
Let's face it, we're artifacts of a soon-to-be-forgotten New York. Broadway theater and cabbies who speak English.
They can't tear any more theaters down. I haven't even made my Broadway debut yet.
I'd hate to be in your shoes, Julia.
They're your shoes too. They're everybody's.
That'll be Buzz.
One strong quote, and I'll run this play forever.
Hello?
The rest of the season will do.
It's your press agent with the rest of the reviews.
All right. Here we go. I'm too nervous. James.
He's been waiting for this moment all night.
That's not true.
He doesn't mean that.
Hello, Buzz. I hope you've got some good news for us. Jimmy Wicker.
I take shorthand.
That review in the Times was a shaft out of left field. You were double-crossed? How do you think they felt? All right, let's go. In the final analysis, Mr. Austin's new play falls just short enough to hit the mark, to fail utterly, however honorably. The Daily News.
I love you too.
If and when the great American play is written, and sometimes I wish our playwrights would forget all about even trying to, Peter Austin could be its author. But not with this one.
A review like that could keep me going for at least the rest of my life.
Virginia Noyes is a luminescent actress.
That sounds good.
It is good.
Frank Finger's direction
We know. It's brilliant and terrific. What else is new?
escapes me. The play and the production.
Escape too?
Among the most overrated talents in the American theater.
Is he talking about me?
Mr. Finger is one emperor who isn't wearing any clothes.
He took the words right out of my mouth.
Clyde Barnes, The New York Post.
Congratulations, Frank. It's what you've always wanted.
Thanks.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. So, here I am. Here we are. Hell, he's right. The little cockney line, give them a green card, they think they own the world. I got what I wanted. I'm not angry. I'm happy. You want to see angry? That's angry. You want to see happy? That's happy. Who does he think he is? Anyway, my father? Oh, wow. Get in touch with this. You're having a breakthrough. Father, critics, good boy, bad boy, spank, ouch, hug, ooh, puppets, basement, daddy, yes! I've had a breakthrough. Thank God I've got Mildred tomorrow. Here. Thank you, Clyde.
Yes, Buzz, we're still here. You've made one person very happy.
What about the weeklies?
Time doesn't review for shows that have already closed.
We haven't closed.
Newsweek left after the first act. New York left during the first act.
Hey, Dad. Good. Oh, hey, Mom. Yeah. Pretty good. Not great. No, not as good as Flash's. Listen, can I call you back once we get all the reviews? I don't want to tie it all in a... Yeah. Okay. I love you too. Bye.
The play never really had a chance without me. I would have been marvelous.
It's my fault. I wrote the frickin' thing. Will any of you ever forgive me?
Hey, come on, you people, don't. I hate emotion. Wow, shit, this is worse than you.
Papa! He just wanted to see Finland before he died. Was I asking so
It wasn't your fault, Gus.
I know.
Then why are you crying?
I'm just a nice person.
Here's to your next one, Peter.
After tonight, who'd want to even produce it?
Why didn't you reproduce this one?
I don't know, a tax loss? You really liked it.
And I thought a lot of other people would too. Well, I was wrong. There were a lot of things wrong with your play. I wish I could have helped you fix them. I wish I had your genius for the moments that did work. We just didn't have quite enough of them. The ones we did have were splendid, though. The sight of Virginia in the last act. The way Frank had her standing. Her hair. The costume. The lighting. And your beautiful words. You could hear a pin drop.
I would dream of Persia and flying carpets and every far-off place I'd ever read of. I could dream of them under my quilt with the calico patches.
Sounds like I really missed something.
You did, Emma. And I produced it. Anyone can come up with a tax loss. It takes a very special maniac to produce a play.
I wrote my first play in high school about the life of George Gershwin. I got all my information off the back of record jackets. In the very first scene, young George gets kicked out of a music publisher's office. The receptionist working there consoled him and shyly confessed that she was a budding lyricist. "What's your name?" George asked her. "Ira," my first heroine said.
I think my career has gone downhill ever since.
I don't understand you people. First, you're at each other's necks, and then the next you're sticking up for each other like you're in some sort of club.
We are.
I'm in the theater too, you know.
On the outside looking in, baby. On the outside looking in.
I'm sorry, but I feel it.
You ain't!
I can't do this. I can't take it anymore. I can't bear it. I've got to tell someone. I am Caroline Comstock. Caroline Comstock. It's my nom de plume. I didn't want to unduly influence anyone with my position as a critic. All my life I wanted to be a playwright. I ran 38 plays. That's 2 more than Shakespeare, 33 more than Chekhov. All I ever wanted was to see one of them produced anywhere by anyone, anytime. I felt such a pang of envy when that curtain rose this evening. It's as if that set had been designed for blue stocking.
They all want to be playwrights. Well, dream on, Miss Drew. I'm not anymore.
Don't say that.
I love you all very much, and I'm taking the next plane to California. Where do we go from here?
The brasserie's open all night.
The salt of the earth is finally talking some sense. You're all on, and it's on me.
I better get the rest of these coats downstairs.
Right on me. People have been through enough tonight.
You've offered blue stocking to Mayor What's-Her-Face, right?
Meryl Streep for blue stocking? Don't make me laugh.
Who's it for then? 2 men, I suppose? More gay theater?
It's for 1 man, 1 woman, both fiercely heterosexual.
Oh, Elliot would like that. He's bullish in that department.
Actually, Miss Noyes, you'd be perfect for the role of Cubby. Who? Cubby Blunt. She's sort of an every woman figure. Basic, warm, down to earth, very vital.
Ginny, Julia, Frank, let's go. James, come on.
What about the man's role?
His name is Fred Brown.
Fred Brown.
Fred is down to earth, great humor, lots of warmth.
Just like you, James.
Bureau?
Extremely. You'd be perfect for it.
And you say that blue stocking could be done on Peter's disc?
Julia!
I just wondered.
With only the slightest of modification.
You might have to take a look at this.
Could you imagine me jumping from one play into another? I mean, there's got to be a name for that sort of thing.
Coup de deer.
Cool to fabulous.
What do you people think you're doing?
He's right. I would actually think we'd be doing this blue stocking. Sorry to get your hopes up, Miss Drew.
He's right. It could be done on our set.
Oh, but the Schubert for once is out of there long before we're ready to open this one.
Wrong again, we can preview tomorrow.
Tomorrow. A friend you know me in lines.
Dig this for a concept. 2 actors, a bare disc.
I'm getting goosebumps. Go on.
That's it.
I like it.
Somebody,
That's it.
a young mute puts a script in their hand and pushes them on instant theater.
I buy it.
I love it.
It's brilliant, Frank.
What do you think, Emma?
Sounds interesting.
But that's exactly the idea behind blue stocking. The play takes place in a rehearsal situation. The 2 actors are meant to be carrying their scripts on. It's part of my concept.
Your concept. Who's directing the show anyway? Let her direct for you, Julia. I quit.
Oh, don't quit. History isn't needed like that. Frank, you say we could preview tomorrow?
Of course we can't preview.
We can't.
We can open. No rehearsals, no rewrites, no previews. The whole risk with a project like this, Julia, is the actors getting stale.
Oh, I don't get stale, I ripen.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Don't say nothing, but I think we're gonna do another play.
All I'm thinking, Peter, is that with blue stocking, Virginia, Frank, James,
something anew with us tomorrow night at 8.
But what about me?
You can start writing your next play.
I don't want to write my next play. I want to get rich and famous off of this one.
Oh, we all did.
We need more scripts.
They're right downstairs!
Tell the rest of the staff of us we are not to be disturbed.
Okay, well, that's it. I'm in rehearsal.
Why are you doing this to me?
Oh, Peter, if you had something ready, we'd be doing yours.
Plays don't just pop up like toast.
They should. Next time, you should write a love story.
This one was a love story, only nobody noticed. James.
You know there's no one I'd rather do more than you.
Then don't do this to me.
It's only a play.
Yeah, somebody else's play.
You can't write every play.
I can want to. Virginia,
The sooner you get back up on that high wire, Peter, the better.
maybe you can.
Sorry I took so long.
You're too late. She's reviving Tiny Alice.
I have a hunch about this script.
Hello?
I want to drive her in a car this time, Julia.
Got her. It's your press agent?
He quit.
You heard you're producing a new play.
Oh, for my dead body. Mine too, Virginia. Buzz off, you asshole.
Now let's get cracking.
What did I miss?
I thought you all loved me.
Oh, we do, darling. We just love the theater more.
Blue Stocking, a new play in 4 acts by Caroline Comstock.
Miss Drew,
Please, we're working.
good luck.
At Rise, nothing. Let's make that something.
But it has to be nothing.
If she keeps this up, Julia, I'm gonna win her bar. What do all these dots mean?
Hesitations, pauses.
I don't do hesitation.
Pinter uses dots.
Screw Pinter. Lights up, woman screams in distance.
Or is it over?
An inevitable sound.
Me?
No, Julia.
Yes, you.
Where have you been all my life?
Looks like we got our hands full with the
The
Doom
kid's good.
Yeah.
It's only a play. A new play by Peter Austin.
I like that title.
So do I. Julia Butter presents It's Only a Play, a new play by Peter Austin.
James Wicker in It's Only a Play.
With Virginia Noyes in a box.
Entire production conceived, staged, and directed by Franklin Finger.
Introducing Gus P. Heck.
Transportation by Emma Beaufort. Library Incorporated.
What's a turkey? I'm a Drew. What do you think you're doing?
Act 1. We're in a townhouse on the Upper East Side.
No, we're on a bare stage.
What's that you said, Emma? Life, lots and lots of life. Well, how's this? Downstairs, an opening night party is taking place.
No, we open in silence.
We hear voices wafting up the stairs.
Wafting? I can do wafting.
Laughter, music, excitement.
More like
The
it.
dog barks on stage right. All right, stage left, have it your way. No dog. If I do a play, I have to put my signature on it. Put on my signature.
I both try collaborating.
That's why we're here. And to sign checks and to make all of our wildest dreams come true.
They're my dreams too. You think I do all this just for you? I am right up here with you, heart and soul.
I thought you were doing my play.
The theater's a bitch, honey. Besides, your second act needs to work.
How A play about an opening night party. Theater people, who cares?
I care. They care. We care. And so should you.
What do I know? I'm only a critic.
At rise. And if those aren't the two most glorious words in the English language, I'd like to know what are.
What do they mean?
They mean the house has gone dark. The actors are in place. And the play